How are you all doing? Happy 4th of July. I hope you're all having fun watching a marathon or eating chips. Maybe both. I don't know. Maybe you're a multitasker. Okay, so today I decided to tell you guys a story. So go ahead and grab your popcorn and find a comfy seat because this is my VidCon experience. So basically just everything that happened at VidCon and then a little bit leading up to it. So I will tell you guys when I bought my ticket because I looked back and they sent me the email for it. The first email that I got for it, which I think was in November. So I ordered my ticket for an event that was going to happen in June in November. So I don't know. I was really excited though, but I got like an early bird discount and everything, so I was happy. Okay. So in the months leading up to it, me and my friends, I should probably tell you who I went with. I went with my friends Mia, Destiny, and Charlie. And in case you don't know VidCon or you don't know a lot about it, it's a 3-day thing where you get to basically meet or go to Q&As for, or basically just run into in the hall or whatever, some of your favorite YouTubers. So that was exciting. But so like in the months leading up to it, we were counting it down, and then in like the few weeks before it happened, me, Destiny, and Mia were all like group chatting, group texting over it, and then like the days before it was really exciting but also kind of stressful because I had to make sure that I brought everything that I needed because I slept over at my friend Mia's house for 3 days, 2 of which were VidCon, and then the third was just before church. I don't know why I told you that. You probably don't care about that. Okay, anyway, so moving on to the actual event, VidCon. So the first day was kind of slow. I didn't really run into anyone that I liked or anything. The first person that I met out of anyone on the first day was Catrific. So she was like the first YouTuber that I took a picture with, and I think I just ran into her in the hall, or didn't really run into her, I saw her, so I went over and took a picture with her. But I was kind of jealous of Charlie because he got to meet everyone that he wanted to meet like the first day, so he didn't have anything to worry about. He just like went with whatever we wanted to do the other 2 days. So it was just like, oh, okay. But oh, I ate this corn dog like on the first day because there was a bunch of food trucks outside, so I went, well, we all went, and we got these corn dogs, and no joke, they're literally like this big. I was like, I'm not going to be able to eat all of this. I ate like half of it because eating, it came with tater tots too. I don't know why I mentioned that like in between a sentence, but anyway, I only ate like half of it because if I ate too much food, I felt like I was going to puke because I was like really excited and I just wasn't hungry, so, you know, I just didn't eat much. So then after that day, we went and ate at IHOP, and then we went home, and, what happened? I think, yeah, we watched, me, Destiny, and Mia all watched a couple YouTube videos, because, you know, going to a YouTube convention isn't enough. No, I was really excited, though. We watched, like, the Fine Brothers and everything, and I don't know why I'm telling you guys what videos we watched. You obviously don't care about that. Moving on, though, to the second day. Who did I meet the second day? I met someone the second day. I met Sam Pepper. Yeah. My friend Mia. I don't know why I keep saying my friend. I already, like, introduced them to you guys. Moving on. So, Mia went and got in line for Joe Sugg and Casper Lee. And it was, like, I think a 6 or 7 hour line. So we were like, we're not going to wait in that. So Destiny wanted to meet Sam Pepper, so we got in line for him. He had like a really small line. I think like only 100 something people. So it was easy to get in to see him, which is kind of sad. I felt kind of bad. But the first line that me and Destiny got in was the fire line, like the fire escape line. So just like an empty line where you could walk through once you like met them or something like that. And we like sat there, and then someone came out in another booth, so we were leaning forward to see. And then this security guard came over and he was like, "You can't stay in this line, it's a fire line." We were like, "Oh, that's embarrassing." So I got in the line next to it, which was actually the line for Sam Pepper. And we waited for like 3 hours, I think. And then we got up there and we met him. And then after that, we went to this other little place, and not this other place, a little room. And we saw Joe Sugg and Casper Lee getting interviewed before they came to their meet and greet. And then after that, Alfie came on, Pointless Blog, and we went over to them, like we went to, where did we go? We went to the side of the stage that we could watch him. And then I was like, well, I wonder if his meet and greet is still open, because after we saw him, we really wanted to meet him. So me and Charlie went back to see if it was open, and it wasn't. So we just came back, and then we had lost Destiny. So I called her, because when we were waiting in line for Sam Pepper, I could see across from me O2L, and I really wanted to meet JC because, you know, I mean, I really wanted to meet him. He's like my favorite in there, and I haven't met him yet. So I went and asked if it was still open, and the guy was like, "No, sorry, it's closed." So I was kind of sad about that. So then I called Destiny after we lost her, and she said she was at a little stage where JC and Trevor were, which are my two favorite people from O2L. So I was like, oh my gosh, now I have to go see. So I went over there, and when I got there, JC was waving at people, and I looked at him and waved, and he waved at me. So I was really excited. I don't know. It was really exciting, though. Okay, so I think that's all I met. No, is that it? No. Maybe. No, that's not it. I met Ingrid, Miss Glamorazzi. So I was waiting in line to buy merch because I think they were Charlie and Destiny were in line to meet Alfie. We got out of line, that's why we had to go back to see if it was, anyway. So I was in line to get merch, and then everybody started screaming and running, and then this girl came back to talk to her family in front of me, and I was like, "Do you know who's over there?" She was like, "Oh, it's Zoe." I was like, "What?" So I went over there to take a picture, and I saw Ingrid, and I was like, okay, I'll take a picture with her, because Zoella was supposedly getting interviewed. So I went over there, and then I saw Ingrid getting interviewed, and I was like, okay, I'll take a picture with you, and then maybe Zoe's coming out. So I took a picture with her, and then I was like, there is no Zoe around here. So I very upsettedly went back to my line, and I got in line, and then I started talking to this girl and everything. But then everybody started like running along the wall, and I was really confused. So I was like, who is that over there? And some girl said, oh, I forget his name, but it's some guy named Joe. I was like, Joe Sugg? She was like, no, I don't know who he is. So I was just like, oh, okay. So then I think that's everyone that I met on the second day. And then once again that night we ate at IHOP. I don't know. It was the fastest place. I think we ate there. No, those are just the only 2 days. But then on the the third day was the most exciting and probably most upsetting day of my life. It was somewhere in between. So, oh, that's not all I did on the second day. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot. I ran into Dan and Phil on the elevator. Dan Howell and Phil Lester. So, okay, so we were walking to the elevator, and we were like almost right in front of it when someone next to me yelled, "Phil!" And I was like, I only know one Phil. It has to be. So I looked, and there he is coming down the escalator. And then I looked behind him, and there's Dan, and I was just like standing there. And as we got on the elevator, I passed them, and literally like, here I am, and then here's Dan. So I was like that close to him. And I would have taken a picture, like talked to him or something, but he's like five other people trying to take a picture with him, so it's like whatever. So I was really excited about that. And then later that day, they had an interview. So, Destiny and Charlie went to Joey Graceffa, his like Q&A with the cast of storytellers. So I went to Dan and Phil's interview and I got these really cool pictures and I was really excited. I had to wait like half an hour though before. Is that right? No, like 20 minutes or something before. And then they came out and I was really excited. But moving on from that. So the third day is the day that I was going to meet them. So we were going to get up early, get there like 6 so that we could get in line. We slept in. So we were going to get up at like 5. We got up at like 5 minutes to 6 because Mia forgot to set the alarm. And I knew I should have asked her the night before. I was going to ask her. I was going to say, did you set the alarm? But I didn't. And we got up late. And we got there at like 6:30. And this girl that I had met at the interview before, which I was going to wait in line for, was already inside. And the guy was like, no, that line's full. And we don't save spots inside. So I was really upset. And I started to tear up. And so the guy was like, you can wait until 9 if you would like, and then you can see if you can get in. And so he walked away, and then I went over to another security guard, and I was like, because I was like, maybe he'll let me in. It's only one person. So I asked, can I get in that line? He was like, no, it's full. And I said, do you think if I stay around until 9 and then go in, I might have a chance of getting in the line? He was like, why would you have a chance of getting in the line? It's full. And I said, well, that guy told me. He was like, what guy? I said, that guy. And I pointed to the guy, and then he was like, well, I don't know, you can try it, but you have to wait until 9 to get in. And by this point, me and Destiny were already in line for Jack and Finn, because they wanted to meet them. It was at the same time with Dan and Phil and everything like that. So I just sat on this little fountain thing, around a fountain, and I texted Mia, and I was like, I don't want to wait out here for 2 hours by myself. And I said, maybe I could join you guys in line. She was like, well, you can if you want to. And she said, well, you better make up your mind, though. So I got in line with them, and then, so they started moving, and we got inside, and then when we got in line, there was this girl, and she said, I want to meet them too, so we thought maybe we could try and get in their line. So we went over there, and we sat down when no security guards were looking, and this girl in front of me, she was like, oh, were you here all along? And we were like, well, no, but we got in the wrong line. And she was like, well, we already got counted, so you have to leave. So we got in the line behind, and before we even got there, this lady was like, oh, you can't stay here. So I don't know why it matters to them. I mean, they're going to meet them, so it doesn't really matter. By the way, I'm going to stop this at like 14 minutes so that I can do a part 2, so it doesn't like stop on me. Okay, so we tried to get in line, and this lady was like, no. So we went outside to talk to the security guard. He was really nice about it. We said, we got in the wrong line. Do you think we have a chance of getting in Dan and Phil's line? And he said, well, I don't know. I have to ask my supervisor. So he brought him over, and the guy was like, well, you getting in the wrong line is your problem. So now you have to wait outside until 9 when we let everyone else in. I was like, are you serious? So we went outside, and there's this long line. It was insane. But I will tell you guys in part 2, which I'm going to make right now, because if I don't, then I'll run out of time. So I will be back for part 2. I don't know why I said it like that. Okay, part 2.